How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a story time of a skibidi toilet kid who basically almost sets his whole room and house on fire over an argument over skibidi. Dude, I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. I think the skibidi toilet infection has gotten a lot worse than we actually first imagined. So leave a like on the video right now to claim your free nothing. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and like storytime videos. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. Yeah, so anyways, right, we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story. Guys, what should we call him? We'll call him Sean. Anyways, though, so we're going to call the subscriber Sean. And Sean had this friend. And this is like literally the same as, I feel like there's been an epidemic that's gone down over the last couple months or whatever. Literally a skibidi toilet kid, a skibidi toilet infection has hit the coasts of the United States, man. Basically, that means, and you can if you watch any of my other story time videos that I've received or stories I've received about these skibidi toilet kids, basically, a lot of them were pretty normal kids, man. A lot of them were normal kids before any of this went down. Then all of a sudden, once they were set over the summer and they're given an iPad and they watch these skibidi toilet videos for like 5,000 hours a day, then all of a sudden they literally just go insane and just go skibidi bub 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 like 1,000 words per minute every single day, every single second. And then they just praise the skibidi toilet gods, dude. It's so confusing. Anyway, so this was no different as Sean had a friend who we're going to call Ben. And yeah, just for the new people, it's not the same guy in every story. Like, trust me, it's just kind of a joke on the channel for the secondary character to always be called Ben, so we're just going with it. Ben. Anyways, so sure enough, Sean had this friend who we're going to call Ben, and similar to actually the story that I told yesterday, I've been receiving a lot of these skibidi toilet stories. Apparently it's like an actual infection going around, like it's crazy. Similar to the last story, Ben was like a pretty normal dude. So Sean wasn't as close with Ben as in the last story I told, but they were still pretty close. Close enough that at one point they did have a sleepover together, and they had a couple sleepovers. But, you know, they weren't as tight. Like the other guy they were literally boys. But they were tight enough that, like, Sean really did enjoy spending time with Ben. They both played Fortnite together or whatever. So they had, like, that thing in common. So sometimes, like, they spent a lot of their time together just kind of playing Fortnite. Like, so they'd be at home, they'd be on Fortnite, whatever. But once in a while, they would go over to each other's houses. And because, you know, they kind of had this bond. I don't know, man, like, especially for the boys. I know it's true for some girls, too. But I just know definitely for the boys, like, you sometimes make your fondest memories playing, you know, video games with the boys, especially during 2020, during lockdown. Like, I know those are some of my best moments, man. I mean, I don't know my best moments, but those were some good moments, man. Anyways, though, so Ben was a pretty normal kid, and Sean kind of just didn't contact him over the summer. I think he sent him a text like, yo, once or something. They chatted really briefly, but for the most part, like, I don't know, Sean was just doing other stuff. Sean didn't really have time to hop on Fortnite, and low-key, like, that's the only reason that they would or not the only reason, but that'd be the main reason that they would hang out. So if Sean wasn't playing Fortnite, he probably wasn't talking to Ben, but it kind of just went down like that. Anyways, though, so yeah, sure enough, Ben and Sean didn't see each other for an entire summer, and that's when the next summer, or not the next summer, that's when school came back around, and they were in the same neighborhood, so they attended the same school. They just never really had any classes together, so they wouldn't see each other a lot in school. But this year was no different. They once again didn't have any classes together, so a couple days in, Sean kind of runs into Ben in the hallways and is like, hey, man, like, it's been a long time. Like, it's really good to see you. It's on as, like, we should catch up sometime. Ben's like, yeah, 100%. We should definitely catch up. Like, it's been a second, man. Like, hope you had a good summer. And Sean's like, yeah, I hope you had a good summer, too. And Sean's like, oh, what did you do over the summer? And Ben kind of had this look on his face, which was kind of weird. And this was the first sign of, like, something strange is going down. Like, something is off, you know what I mean? Like, something is slightly off about all of this. So, yeah, anyways, Sean kind of is like, oh, yeah, like, what do you do over the summer? And Ben's like, skibidi bop bop. I don't know, man, just kind of hung out. So, like, Sean was like, what? Because he kind of heard, like, Ben mumble, like, the skibidi toilet song very briefly for a second, as if this was some, like, he was a sleeper agent and the secret code or whatever was announced or something like that. So, yeah, Sean's kind of like, oh, okay, man. Like, you know, it's been a second. Why don't we do something this weekend? And Ben's like, yeah, actually, like, I'm not doing anything. Do you want to, like, pull up to the house? Like, yeah, like, do you want to pull up to the house like we did, like, last time? And Sean's like, yeah, man, like, I'm sure my mom will be fine with it. I'll just walk over. So anyways, let's fast forward to the weekend, and Sean, walks over to Ben's house, and for some reason, he's just like, sometimes, guys, sometimes you just kind of know that something's a little sus, man. Like, sometimes you just know that something is kind of up, something's kind of strange. Yeah, but either way, Sean, it was like kind of like one of those things where you kind of just had like a gut feeling that something was kind of strange, but it honestly wasn't enough for you to act on. Like, you couldn't just be like, oh, something's wrong. Like, it just like, you kind of had that feeling. And also, like, I don't know. Sean was kind of just like, yeah, no, I'm just being stupid, whatever. He's like, I'm going to go over to Ben's house. We're going to have a great time. It's honestly just going to be like the last time we hung out. So I don't know why I'm feeling so weird about these things. And I've said this before, but low-key, sometimes, like, your instincts, like, your gut instincts, like, it's really hard to say. Like, a lot of times, yeah, it'll just be wrong. But in those situations where it doesn't really hurt for you not to, like, listen to it, where it's like, oh, if you listen to your gut instincts and you're wrong, it's not that deep. But if you, it's like sometimes, man, like, we've evolved, like, we've been around for a second, and we've evolved to kind of, like, pick up on these things that, maybe consciously we can't reason out, like, we can't really like give some rationality or some explanation to why something is a problem or whatever. Sometimes you just kind of learn to pick up on these things subconsciously, and man, sometimes you got to listen to your subconscious on these. Not saying that, like, Sean should have just, like, yeeted out of there or something, but he definitely wasn't wrong. So anyways, he steps into Ben's house for the first time in a while, and, Ben's parents are like, oh, like, Sean, like, it's so good to see you, man. Like, it's been a while since we've seen one of Ben's friends in the house, which is kind of just a weird statement. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've gone, it's not, like, necessarily that strange to not have people pulling up all the time, like, especially middle school, high school. Like, this story is probably middle school. I didn't get any ages, but, well, I mean, come on, skibidi toilet disease, probably middle school. Like, it's definitely, like, fine for, like, or it's not abnormal for people not to be pulling up every second, but it was kind of weird for them to say it, as if, like, Ben had almost gone into some kind of, like, hibernation where he didn't see anyone at all for a long period of time. Like, it was low-key kind of strange. But anyways, once again, Ben's just in a situation where he's kind of just ignoring it, or not ignoring it, but just not paying attention to these kind of small details or whatever. So anyways, eventually Sean. So Sean eventually goes upstairs and he finds Ben just kind of on his on his bed, or in his bedroom, on his desk, just playing like around Fortnite or something. And so anyways, like, Sean's like, oh, or Ben's like, oh, dude, like, what's up? Like, I didn't see you come in. And he like turns off his game. I think he like just died or something too. And when he closes his screen, Sean looks at Ben's screen and he sees like 1,000 YouTube tabs open. Like 1,000 YouTube tabs. It's actually insane. And the one video it's on is a skibidi toilet video. And it's kind of like, okay. Like, whatever, man. Like, low-key don't care, but okay. Because I don't know. At this point, like, Sean had been aware of the whole skibidi toilet trend, but he just thought it was kind of dumb. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you like this, I don't care. Like, honestly, that's fine. I like a lot of stuff that I bet you guys would find kind of dumb. Vice versa, like, whatever. It really doesn't matter as long as you don't set your house on fire, start a cult. Like, there's a lot of things I don't care if you like skibidi toilet as long as you don't do the things that these skibidi toilet kids do. Like, if you like skibidi toilet, I wouldn't even call you a skibidi toilet kid as long as you're not doing this stuff, man. Yeah, so anyways, right, it's almost as if that Ben was like trying to hide his like skibidi toilet obsession, because he like quickly tries to like he tries to like close all the tabs, because I think he notices that 1,000 skibidi toilet videos are like on his tabs or whatever. But I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but when you have so many tabs open and you try and close them, like it just like breaks the computer. So his computer like freezes. And so Ben just awkwardly is like, yeah, so anyways, over here. And he like gets up and tries to like get Sean's attention in the other direction or something. Like, it was just all around kind of like awkward and weird, but like low-key, like, whatever, man, like, who cares? Anyways, though, so yeah, they kind of go on to, I don't even know what they do. I think they go downstairs and they chat about something. They're just kind of like vibing, whatever. I think they're thinking of going out in the town for a little bit. I think they walk out, they do a thing or two. And so things are pretty normal. However, things start to become less and less normal, or at least it's obvious that something is up, especially when the subscriber notices that Ben is almost it's almost as if Ben is having withdrawals, bro. Like he's like, skibidi. Skibidi. It's just very weird. And you know, Sean's like, yo, dude, like, what's up? He's like, oh, what's up? Like, we gotta go home. And Sean's like, oh, okay, like, sure, we can go home. He's like, yeah, I gotta do something. So anyways, they go back home, and Ben's like, I'll be right back. He like runs upstairs, and Sean's kind of sitting there, and that's when Ben's dad comes out. And he's like, oh, Sean, like, it's been a while. Like, what's up, man? Like, how's it going? And Sean's like, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I had a pretty good summer. What about you guys? And Ben's dad's like, yeah, it was we had a summer, which is like, dude, if you're specifying like it when someone says, oh, like, do you like what was it? Like, if someone says, oh, how was your summer? Like, most of the time, even if it was kind of like whatever, is like you say, oh, good. Like, I don't know, even if it was like kind of whatever. But if you go out of your way to say, like, if you go out of your way to say it happened, like it like just happened, and you avoid saying good, then that normally means something not good happened. So it's kind of like a weird wording, but you know, it's not like Sean's gonna really go into it, really dig into it. He just is like, oh, okay, like I guess he just didn't have, you know, baller summer, like happens, you know what I mean? Like, okay. Anyways, though, so yeah, sure enough, the subscriber is kind of just sitting there a little bit awkwardly, and that's when Ben's dad's like, so, where is Ben right now, actually? The subscriber's like, I don't know. He said he needed to come back, and he kind of went upstairs and said he'd be back. And there's like a look on like Ben's dad's face, which the subscriber was